Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Leza live on the radio on the news 103.5 FM KYCA. How's it going today, Matt Hinshaw?
Yep, I'm here.
He's here.
Woo!
Thank goodness, because
Drew's not.
He is on assignment. So we have the one, the only, the big man on campus, Jason Zinzaletta, sitting in this morning. Good morning, Jason.
Hiya.
How you doing?
I'm here.
You're here. Boy, I got two of you this morning. Two of you.
So basically what you're saying is that I have to watch what I say because Jason's listening today.
Pretty much, yes. Thank you. I would appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes.
Can we talk about boogers for 30 minutes again?
No, we're not.
Dang it.
No. Matt, get your own show.
Yeah, that's what that's for. We'll talk after the show.
See, he's entertaining it. The booger hour with
That's
with
not
Matt.
that tone of voice.
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Have you met Jason?
We can call it the golden
Matt,
hour.
will you stop?
All right.
Stop right there. Thank you very much, because we have a lot to get to this morning. It is Thursday, and you know how I feel about Thursdays.
You love them.
I love them because they are the gateway to the weekend. In my world, Fridays are kind of considered part of the weekend. Jason's too, right, Jace? Did I just call him Jace?
Yes.
You did.
Sorry.
You know, that requires permission.
I know. That's why I quickly recanted it.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
yes.
What I do not know what this weekend thing is.
Oh, you don't even know what a weekend thing is. You're just like Matt. You boys work way too hard.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I had one in December.
A what?
Weekend.
A weekend in December. Yeah, way back then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, nice. Okay. So you're preparing for your movie review on tomorrow morning's show.
Yep.
Matt and Ma Hinshaw from the
Yep.
Real Film Nerd podcast. What movie, again, will you be reviewing tomorrow?
It's Tom Hardy's latest film on Netflix called Havoc.
Havoc. And you tried to watch it last night, and...
I started falling asleep. And it's
did.
not because the movie is boring. It's just because I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
it's an action, gory, violent.
And you fell asleep.
I'm like, well,
man.
someone just got shot in the face.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't bode well for. I'm not sure if it's you or the movie, but
I don't think it's the movie. I
Yeah,
think it's me.
it's you.
Once I get in the comfy chair, as my mom calls it,
Right.
like that's it.
well, you're
I'm
not
out.
going to be able to watch it tonight because you're going out.
Yeah, I got to try and watch it on my phone while I'm at the Disturbed concert.
All right. That'll be interesting.
I'll get it figured out. I'll
All
get it watched up.
Tune in tomorrow morning for the review. One way or the other, Ma will watch it and she can review it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good thing we have her on the team.
That's all we need.
That's
we
right.
don't need me anymore.
That's
I mean,
right.
she's the celebrity
She's
here.
the star. She is the star. Speaking of stars, can you pull up the Eagles?
Yes, ma'am.
We have Jim Lamerson on the line with
morning.
a quick Eagle update. Good morning, Jim.
Yeah, I'm watching Mommy dutifully feed these babies. I mean, I realize they're fledglings and they sit on the edge of the nest and everything, but she's still doing her job. She's skimming it. You can see it if you got
Yes, we do.
watching. Yeah, watch them. She's feeding them.
What is she feeding them, Jim? Do we know?
It looks like fish.
Yeah.
It looks like white meat.
Yeah.
It looks like fish.
Yesterday it looked kind of like a chihuahua.
No comment.
But yes, Mommy is doing her job. It's really special to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at those babies interact with her.
Oh, they're
especially that one.
They're so sweet. You know, I read an article yesterday by the Friends of Big Bear Valley that are putting on this wonderful Eagle Cam for us. And I learned that they are just about ready to fledge the nest. They say that this typically occurs when the birds hit 10 to 14 weeks old.
Right.
And the males tend to take their first flight a little sooner than the females. And they say that it's almost time for them to take that first flight.
Yeah, that's right. They're right there at the precipice of the 10 weeks.
Yes.
So they're getting there.
Well,
And you can tell with the way they're acting that that one is probably the male, and he's probably going to fly off soon.
yes. Right.
So, but anyway, I just want to call and tell you, hey, get them up. They're eating.
Yes, I'm glad you did because they weren't up until you called.
Yeah, all
So
right.
thank
Well,
you.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jim. Bye-bye. Our Eagle correspondent. Did you know we have an Eagle correspondent, Jason?
I did. It's
Yes.
been very entertaining.
Yes, I love it. You guys can check out the eaglets and the bald eagle mom and dad feeding them at friendsofbigbearvalley.org.
Do you think their mom legitimately was feeding them a chihuahua?
No.
I mean, it might be easy pickings.
Well, I would think a squirrel would be easier to find out in the wild than a chihuahua, especially in Big Bear Valley.
But it's Big Bear. I mean, there's houses all over.
Hey, I think an eagle, if it saw one, it would get one. I took little Teddy Lee to the lake this weekend, and there were some big, big birds circling above, and ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
So we kept her,
yeah. You probably should watch out for
We
that
did-
one.
we don't-
Unless that's what you're intending.
We don't let our 3-pound chihuahua run, free,
Well,
basically.
I've met the 3-pound Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Can she run anymore?
If she really had to, yeah, she could run
Okay.
on 3 legs, not 4.
Okay.
Jason has no clue what I'm talking about because
None.
his dog weighs how much?
110 pounds.
110 pounds, almost as much as Matt Hinshaw.
Almost as much as
Yes.
me? I'm several dogs at that point. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, that is a big dog.
Well, we call your dogs basically squishables.
Yes, yes.
She does anyway.
Right. Well, I'm sure we have stepped on Teddy a couple of times in her 9 years, and she knows to stay away from our feet.
I would just
Yeah.
think like if a deagle.
What's
an
that?
eagle swooped down and towards Jason's dog, that the dog would just be like chomp.
Yeah. No, they don't go for 110-pound dogs. They go for
They're smarter than that.
10,
yeah.
10 and under, probably. I don't know. I had a coyote take a 10-pound dog from my front yard here in Prescott, Arizona. So it happens
How'd you know it was a coyote?
because Scott Dando saw it happen.
You watched it happen?
He ran after the coyote. So did the other chihuahua. Anyway, it's a long story. It happens. Circle of life. Kiki, God bless her soul. Anyhow, I cannot wait to see these eagles fledge the nest, and then they say they do come back, and they do say that fledging at this young age is dangerous. They say that there are lots of dangers out there. And also, they said that it's hard for the eaglets to get back up to that nest. It is 145 feet high. And so their wings,
The wings are coming out.
Yeah,
Oh, no, they went for food.
their wings have to strengthen before they can fly all the way back up to that nest. So, kind of interesting article that I found about the eagles and the eaglets on friendsofbigbearvalley.com. So there you go.
.org.
Other things to talk about. The 100 Men Who Care event last night raised over $15,000. So
Did you go?
all of you, no, I did not go, but Scott Dandos went, of course. And
course.
Jason, did you go?
I did.
Jason went and was well represented. Scott sent me a picture of a lovely banner, Prescott Broadcasting.
That's right.
Yep, flying high at the event. So congratulations to 100 Men Who Care for pulling off another great event for our community. We'll keep you abreast of the situation when there is another event. They're quarterly, so for a year.
Jason, how was the hamburgers?
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? It was Culver's.
yeah.
And it wasn't just that. They came in with a Culver's brand cooler,
Oh,
which they sat at the end of the table
yeah.
and opened up.
And
Cups of custard.
oh
yeah.
I missed the good ones, man, but I had to help my friend.
Yes, you did. You had a photo shoot last night for some seniors.
Yep.
How did it go?
I think it went well. Mom and Dad seemed to be very happy.
Aw, how nice of you to do that.
So, and I warned them. I'm like, I'm not a very good photographer. I've only been doing it like 20 some odd years.
You're a very good photographer.
So,
Yeah, good.
that's why I have to do this.
That's nice.
But
yeah,
no,
on
they're
the side.
yeah.
Right, you get paid the big bucks doing this.
big money.
Big money, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I don't think they listen to this, so we're good to talk about it. But yeah,
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay, very
And yeah,
good.
I mean, they waited last minute. What, graduation's what, next week, 2 weeks?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Next
I believe
Friday.
it's next Friday.
So
They've got plenty of
just
time.
getting it in right there.
Yeah, when your parents are busy, especially parents of seniors. There's
Yeah.
a lot going on this last month. You've got prom, you've got college trips, you've got parties.
And on top of it, they're trying to sell their house.
Oh, are they too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, get it done, will ya?
Yeah, I'm doing it all.
Get it done, Matt Hinshaw. Nice work. So, Pure Imagination Festival coming up on Saturday. So excited. On my All Request lunch hour on Magic 99.1, our sister station yesterday, I played a little cheap trick. because we're going to see Cheap Trick on one of the 2 stages at the Pure Imagination Festival coming up on Saturday. And I played a little English beat.
Now, are you going to play some Ponderosa Grove today?
Well, I do have a little bit. Well, I'll have to check.
You should.
We used to have a little bit of Ponderosa Grove in our library over there at Magic. I'll have to check and see if it's still there. But if you want to get a request in, I'm happy to do it. I think I had phone calls all day yesterday. Super fun. The number is 928-445-9910. I will be there from noon until 1 o'clock.
So, speaking of your other show.
Yes.
Ma Henshaw is scared to death to call into your other show.
I don't understand that.
I don't
She
either.
started her celebrity run on that station.
She's scared. She's fine calling in here every Friday, but she's like, yeah, I keep wanting to call Leza and ask for music, but I don't know what to ask, and I'm going to ask for the wrong one. I'm like, Mom,
there's
just
no
say
wrong
anything.
request.
Oh, wow.
Just like there's no dumb question, there's no wrong request.
She wanted to ask for some Disturbed, and I'm like, Lisa's probably not going to play metal.
I think I have one Disturbed song.
Oh, well, there you go, Ma.
Yeah. Your mom wants metal.
Yeah, honestly, my mom listens to the music I do.
Yeah.
And it's mostly because I was around and I was playing it for her. But
Right. That's a sight. Ma Henshaw rocking out to some metal.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's mom does. At one point or another in their life, maybe.
You know, they did a really beautiful cover. They've done several covers. They always do a cover per album.
Yeah.
But they did a really beautiful cover of The Sound of Silence.
That's the one. I think that's the one that we have.
Yeah.
I think that's the one
I
we
figured
have.
if you had one, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He has a very good voice.
Hey, it's National Chocolate Chip Day, not Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I don't know when that is, but National Chocolate Chip Day.
I can eat a bag of
Celebrate
them.
responsibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, limit yourself to 1 bag.
Exactly. Of chocolate chips. Oh,
Yeah.
you couldn't eat a whole bag of chocolate chips, could
Yes,
you?
you can.
That sounds like a bet.
Oh, I'd like to see it go
Oh, no,
down
no,
right here
no.
live.
Let's do it. Jason has to come in, though, and be on camera, though.
I know, right? Yeah, there is that. Don't we have a picture of Jason
No.
in the, no?
There better not
In the
be.
gallery?
Nothing.
Of course not. Never.
Shifting gears, it's National Frog Jumping Day. Don't quite know what that is. I guess it's because there are some major frog jumping contests. The Calaveras County Jumping Jubilee starts in California today, and that's probably the most famous frog jumping contest. It even inspired a Mark Twain short story. It's where in 1986, Rosie the Ribbitter set the insane frog jumping record of more than 21 feet. Are you kidding me?
That's a long jump.
Why is Jason holding his head in his hands? That is important information people need to know. You know, you never know when you're going to be asked some impossible trivia question. How far did Rosie the Ribbitter jump?
21 feet.
That is ridiculous. 21 feet? I thought it was 21 inches.
I don't know. I'm thinking someone picked him up and threw him that far.
That's a female. Rosie
Her.
the
Okay,
Ribbitter.
I was just leaving it alone.
Please.
It's
please.
a creature. Okay, so I think I have a more pressing question. Speaking about contests and frogs.
Yes, sir.
When are we gonna do the wing challenge thing
I
of a
know.
bobber? We
I
need to
know.
get that coordinated.
We do. Absolutely. I'm thinking next week.
Because I mean, I got people that are volunteering to judge.
Well, I've already
So-
got the judges. That would be me, you, and Delaney Lee Dandos.
Okay.
And Drew,
Only
if
3?
and Drew, if he's back from assignment, I don't know. The guy, he's got a lot going on.
It's got a lot of vacation, obviously.
Well, it's not vacation.
Oh,
It's assignment.
it's assignment.
Yeah, he's
What's
he's
the
gonna
difference?
have a report on Florida travel experiences when he gets back on Wednesday. When he gets back on Wednesday.
So he's shopping for somewhere else to retire. Is what it is.
Oh gosh, let's hope not. We need Drugel.
And
I
I
mean,
wouldn't recommend
He's
Florida.
part of the dream team.
The humidity is a nightmare.
You're
over
not
there.
kidding.
It's awful.
You are not kidding. So yeah, let's get that going for next week sometime. Maybe next Friday.
You act like I'm in charge of that.
Well, you brought it up, buddy.
Okay, well, I'll reach out to every single restaurant in town and say, bring in your wings. We're hungry.
Okay, I told people to reach out to me if they want to participate, and the only email I got was from my daughter, Delaney Lee Pietranero. I called her Dandos earlier, but she did send me an email, and she says she's game. So
To make wings or eat wings?
to eat the wings.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
thinking we'll call Park Plaza. We'll get the Fat Frog
Pudgasties?
and Pudgenassis. We only need 3.
What about Barry?
Well, Barry can judge too. He'd be a
He'll
good judge.
Okay.
Does he eat wings? Though he's got a very
Refined.
palate.
Yeah.
That guy. So, all right, we'll work on that. Okay.
Well, no, I've eaten wings with Barry.
Oh.
at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh.
And
Barry ate at Buffalo Wild Wings.
yeah, and he was more impressed with the hamburger than the wings.
Oh, well, don't say that out loud.
Too late.
Okay. Let's move forward. We have a big guest this morning. Lots of information. It's Alex Heineman from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Arizona. He's going to share with us who is going to be dancing for the stars this season. It's a big deal, huge fundraiser for the clubs, and we're going to learn all about it coming up next, right here on Leza Live. Right now, ladies, when it comes to your health, you deserve expert care from people who truly listen. And that's exactly what you'll find at Prescott Women's Clinic. Whether you need routine checkups, prenatal care, or help navigating menopause, their team is dedicated to caring for women at every stage of their life. With compassionate providers and a welcoming atmosphere, you're going to feel comfortable and confident in your care. Your health matters, so trust it to the experts at Prescott Women's Clinic. 928-778-4300 is their number. You can visit them online at PrescottWomen'sClinic.com. Welcome back, and thanks for hanging out with us. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM, KYCA on a Thursday morning. Alex Heineman from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Arizona in studio. Good morning and welcome back. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Yes, that's right. Good morning, Leza. Thanks for having me again.
Thanks for coming in.
Of
We
course.
always love to get updated on what's going on over at the clubs. You guys just wrapped up your On Target fundraiser. Tell us a little bit about that and how it went.
Yeah, so the On Target series has started to gain traction. Last year we had a successful shotgun shoot out at Prescott Trap and Skeet, and just last week we had our first pistol shoot over at Gunsight in Paulden.
Nice.
And Gunsight Academy, thank you very much. Big shout out to them. They did pretty much everything for us. We just had to bring our event and our fundraiser, and they ran the shoot. They ran the competition. They tallied up the scores for the winners, so we didn't have any of that stress. And so it was a fantastic affair. It was a sold-out event. We had 94 shooters, and then another dozen folks came for just lunch. A great raffle. We raffled off like 3 pistols, and we bought these cornhole boards for all of our on-target events, and they're like on-target themed with like a target and like these bags had like bullet shells on them and stuff. And they was so popular that they wanted us to live auction the cornhole boards.
Are you kidding?
And so they went for $1,000. Shout out to one of our board members, Lynn, for supporting the clubs, and she's got a brand new cornhole board.
I love it. That is awesome.
We had so much fun.
How fun. So how did the competition work? I'm just curious.
So it was an individual score base, not like the shotgun where you're on a team. And people were able to sign up for multiple brackets, juniors, seniors, and ladies brackets. And they went through 6 stages that were set up by Gunsight, all steel targets. They were all time and precision based.
Wow.
So a lot of our novice shooters got to experience something that's quite advanced.
Yeah.
And everybody had a blast.
It sounds like a fun
I mean,
time.
we had this major contingent from Ruger there. Shout out to Joe Desarian for bringing his whole crew. They all wore red.
nice.
And they were Team Ruger.
Yeah.
And as loud as possible.
Love
They
it.
all had a great time.
Well,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So what's next for the On Target series?
Well, we're working on a rifle shoot.
Okay.
It may take a little bit longer than we projected
Right.
because we were trying to really elevate that one. The shotgun and pistol shoots are casting a wide net and inviting as many people as possible.
Uh-huh.
And the rifle shoot, we're trying to make a little bit more exclusive, a little bit
Oh.
more private. We're trying to find somebody that might donate a spot of their private ranch for us to establish a very exclusive, high-end
Yeah.
shooting event.
Wow.
And then what I'm hearing in the airwaves is that I need to do archery because there's a lot of bow hunters and archers
Yes.
here, and that opens up more opportunity for a youth circuit than the guns do. And so we want to look at archery as well because that's a program in the clubs. And the On Target series is really to help us with our cash flow because over the past 2 years we've actually doubled in size in our in the members served.
Wow.
And what we're going to talk about today, Dancing for the Stars, isn't
Mhm.
exactly cutting the mustard enough.
Right.
Now that the clubs have grown in capacity, Dancing for the Stars has its limits. It's
Sure.
a pretty big limit,
Yeah.
but it still does have its limits.
Sure.
And so we're trying to pepper these shooting sports events across the year so that it can help us with cash flow and find a
Right.
different way.
And also hitting up a different demographic.
Exactly, a
Right.
completely different market. All those
Yeah.
guys that were hating being dragged to Dancing for the Stars and wearing their tuxes
didn't
and
hate
everything.
it.
No, they didn't. Everybody had a blast at dancing.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
But
what
yes,
a great idea. What
it
a great
was
idea.
so much fun.
So how much did this past fundraiser
This
raise?
one raised, I think it raised 15,000 gross on
Wow.
its very first try.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's amazing.
and my development director Savannah, she's really good at vendor relations and really good at cutting costs, which apparently I'm not good at. But she's but she helped us with our budget, and so I think we netted like 10 or 12,000.
That's
So
fantastic.
it was great.
Wonderful. So when can we expect another On Target? You
Well-
said you're looking for an exclusive, but is it going to be an annual thing, or are you thinking more often than annually?
Well, for sure, the shotgun shoot's going to happen this fall or early winter.
Okay.
And we're trying to find the right time for the rifle shoot.
Right.
And the archery shoot. We have to kind of time it against hunting season so that all the hunters aren't out of town
Sure.
for the shoot.
Sure.
And then making sure it makes sense with our budget and the calendar and the 2,000 events that happen in Prescott and Prescott Valley.
Right.
And just making sure that we have our place too.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Sounds great. Tell us what that money that you just raised is going to directly.
Oh, well, the On Target series is definitely for the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's to continue the operation, and what we've been writing to many of our grantors, it's to sustain the adventure.
Sure.
Because we have successfully launched the adventure program, which is probably one of the main causes of our rise in membership. We took the kids on the lake like 4 or 5 times last summer. We're taking them even more. We're doing some teen exclusive trips now for a backpacking trip and more time on the lake and more time with the bows and arrows. We're going to try and build an archery crew of kids so that they can really get into more advanced archery skills. And the adventure programs are really bonding with the kids and families, and that costs money. That costs
Sure.
a little bit more money.
Sure it does.
And when you see twice as many kids as 2 years ago, the capacity's risen. Every member that joins the club is not a revenue opportunity. They are an expense.
Sure.
We charge peanuts to our families, and we really, really try and make it as close to free as possible.
Right.
And so that engages us to find more fundraising opportunities. And Prescott is an event city.
Yes.
We are working on individual donor work with our board, but we know that we're really good at events and we put on really fun ones, and we're trying to just lean in on that.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Okay, well then we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about Dancing
The
for
big
the
one.
Stars.
The big one.
The big one. We want you to tell us who's going to step up for the kids in the community.
Oh, yeah.
And also when it is, where it is, how people can get involved, all the details coming up
Definitely.
here on Leza Live. All right, let's see. Replacing missing teeth is about more than appearance. It's about reclaiming your oral health and confidence. And at Pro Solutions Dental Group, they specialize in custom dental. Whether you're restoring your smile or improving your bite, their expert team crafts solutions tailored to your needs. Don't settle for less when it comes to your dental care. Discover the difference with Pro Solutions Dental Group. Give them a call, 928-776-1208, or reach them online at PrescottDentist.com. Rocking and rolling on a Thursday morning. It's Leza Live on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Our guest this morning, Alex Heineman from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Arizona, getting ready to put on their premiere fundraiser. This brings in a lot of money, which
certainly
is
does.
very necessary
Yes.
to service the kids in our community.
That's right.
And it's coming up this is the 9th year or the 10th year?
This is number 9.
Number 9.
Yep, we
Can't
made it.
believe it.
Yeah.
September 19th and 20th. So put it on your calendars right now. Your save the date, if you will.
Save the date.
And why don't you tell us about the process of choosing the people, or basically asking the people to dance and fundraise for the clubs?
Sure. It's actually grown and evolved over the years. There used to be a lot of secrecy and roses from The Bachelor for some odd reason, and all sorts of craziness. But what we did was we learned from you, Leza, last year when you asked Leslie Costas that sometimes a more casual approach to this and a more explanation at that meeting, it has been more effective.
Oh, good.
It was very clear after you asked Leslie and how excited she was on much more calm terms.
Right. No pressure.
And then she won.
Yeah.
So we were like really paying attention to that.
Yeah.
And then secondly, one thing we really learned on the committee last year, we were asking a lot of fellas to join us, and they were like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you should ask my wife, or I'll do it if my wife can do it, or my wife's the dancer. What are you thinking?
Right.
And we were listening to that. And so this year we tried to do something different.
Yeah.
And this year's theme is more about like just a silly song that I love that has dancing in it. But Dancing in the Moonlight is an opportunity for people to dance with their spouse this year.
Okay.
So half the cast are celebrity married couples.
Wow.
And they all have choreographers paired up with them.
Yes.
Actually, a couple of them have choreography in their bones, which we'll talk about.
Wow.
And we're really excited to see how that unfolds on the stage and the performances.
I love it.
You know, a lot of people said, well, I'd probably put on more moves if I was dancing with my wife.
Sure.
And I was like, well, put your money where your mouth is.
Right, right.
And so here we are.
Fabulous. So
Yeah.
they're teaming up together for the dancing and the fundraising.
Exactly.
Which, you know, it's a big commitment.
It
a
really
lot
is.
of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. So it makes sense to do it with your partner.
Yeah.
As a team.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're
Fabulous.
gonna see how it goes. But everybody on the cast is very excited. And our choreographers and pro dancers are just already off the walls with everything. So we've got some
Excellent.
pretty cool ideas running around already.
Okay, fabulous. So
Yeah.
let's get to the lineup.
Yeah, the lineup
Let's
is
start
really
with the
good.
couples. Who will be dancing
So
with
our
their real
celebrity
partner?
couples, we have Tom and Teresa Gann. Tom is our chairman of the board right now at the Boys and Girls Clubs, and they run Priority Family Medical Center. They also run the new Parlor Donuts downtown.
Yes.
And so they've got a perfect avenue to raise money on both fronts.
Fabulous.
We also have Greg and Leah Reardon from Legacy Mutual. Greg is also one of our board members. We have some of our founding dancers dancing as a couple. We have Leo and Kelly Gallegos dancing as a couple
That's
together.
great.
That's going to be really fun.
That's great. Now that's a team to beat right there.
I know. The
I
other
mean, they're both
celebrities were
professional
like,
dancers.
yeah, the other celebrities were like rigged, but you know, it's not.
It all comes down to who raises the most money.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We have Ben and Piper Palmer. Ben is a pastor at the Heights Church, and Palmer works at the Dance Project North in Prescott Valley and is a choreographer herself.
Okay.
So she's actually building her routine with her husband, which is a lot of
Nice.
fun. And then from Prescott Valley CrossFit, we have Paul and Irene Smith. They're great business leaders and really connected to the Prescott Valley Chamber, and they are just all really excited to be dancing with their spouse and raising money together. What we heard a lot of is celebrities were trying to practice at night with their spouse just to get the routine in.
Sure.
But their spouse was like, I don't know what you're doing.
Right.
And now this is a chance for them to
it
have
makes
those
perfect
little
sense.
miniature rehearsals at home.
Yeah.
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 As far as our celebrities that are paired with our traditional pros, we have Meg Smith from Prescott News Network, Daily Courier. She's dancing with Nolan Weidling Sturdivant. And then we also have Doug Berry, the provost from Yavapai College. He's dancing with Lexi Niekamp. We have Megan Johnson from Captain CrossFit. She's dancing with the 9-year returning pro, Ron Howard.
Perfect.
Mr. Ron.
We love Ron Howard.
And then we have Brian Silvernail, retired YCSO, great guy, ecstatic to be a part of this, and he's partnered with Dre Caldwell.
Love it.
And then last but certainly not least, we have Taylor Caldwell from Empire Title Agency, who's leading the charge right now at 18,000 raised.
Wow.
And she's paired with the Bee's Knees Dance Studio, Michael and Monique McConnell, and both of them are going to be on stage this year.
Oh, so it'll be 3 of them dancing.
Yeah, so Monique was in the background of Leslie's routine,
Yes.
but Monique and Michael are working on something with Taylor that is just phenomenal.
How cool.
Yeah.
How cool. Now tell us about the choreographers that'll be dancing or that'll be helping the
Right.
the couples.
So almost everybody on the pro dancer list is doing double duty.
Okay.
So Nolan and Lexi are double teaming, working on Tom and Teresa's performance because it's a little dramatic. That's your only hint.
Okay, dramatic. Imagine that.
Yeah. And then we have, let's see here, who's choreographing Piper? Well, Piper's choreographing
her
Ben
own.
and Piper.
Yeah.
Dre, she's obviously in Brian Silvernails, but she's also choreographing Paul and Irene Smith. And then who else we got here? I think that, Monique McConnell is going to be choreographing Greg and Leah Reardon. Theirs is going to be fun.
I
It's gonna
love
be
this,
silly.
because
Yeah.
the fact that they're dancing and also choreographing other dances, the competition level
Yeah.
is going to be raised, I
Yeah,
think, this year. So
exactly.
the dancing is going to be off the hook.
Right. One of the things that we're actually trying to avoid that we ran into at rehearsals every year
Yeah.
is I didn't know we could do that. Who told you could do
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And so we're actually going to have a pro dancers meeting in the next couple weeks
Uh-huh.
to determine what the standard is and make
Okay.
sure that all the surprises are about the same level,
Good.
so that no one feels shortchanged,
Right.
or no one feels like they did too much.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody feels like they're getting the fair shake on how
Right.
crazy they can go on stage.
Right. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, very good. Now we know who the cast is.
Mhm.
Coming up, let's talk about the event itself. If people are listening and they've never been, well, maybe they don't know what they're missing.
That's very true.
Yes, let's talk about that coming up here on Leza Live. Right now, I want to tell you that very soon my entire home will have filtered water. I'm so excited about this. I've hooked up with H2O Health Water and Health Solutions up in the Pine Ridge Marketplace. Vicky and her team told me all about the water that I'm drinking at home and I'm bathing in, and I'm washing my dishes in, and I'm washing my clothes in, basically everything, how really unclean it is. So I am going to have a home that out of every faucet comes filtered water that removes or reduces pesticides, herbicides, arsenic, radium, uranium, many other toxic chemicals and bacteria that we do not want to be drinking and bathing in. And what they do is basically they custom design this whole home water filtration system for you. That's what they're doing for me, and it's going to be installed on Tuesday. I can barely wait. If you'd like to learn more about what you're drinking and bathing in at your home, give Vicky and her team a call, 928-899-7504 for a free consultation. They're going to basically show you what you're drinking and what you could be drinking. Again, the number for H2O Health Water and Health Solutions, 928-899-7504. You know, they say buy a filter or be a filter, and be sure to tell them that Leza sent you.
Real
Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM, KYCA, chatting with the CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Arizona, Alex Heineman, about the big event, Dancing for the Stars, coming up at the Yavapai College Performing Arts Center. Let's see, September 19th and 20th.
That's right.
Somebody listening that has never been, which I can't imagine.
I know, right?
Because it is such a fun, community-minded event.
Right.
You're actually watching your peers, your neighbors dance on stage, something out of the box, out of their their comfort zone,
Right.
and raising lots of money, and everybody can get involved too. So let's explain how it works when you first get there.
So dancing is an entertainment-based gala.
Yes.
And it's basically one big party with a show in the middle.
Right.
And the show, and I love calling it the show because I was a drama kid in high school. The show is so much fun to put together. What it really is it's a campaign. The reason we started calling it a season was not just because it sounds more like the show, the TV show, is because it's our annual fundraising season. One of the fun things to do the night of is announce the big dollar amount. And some guests think that we raise that all that night.
Right.
But we've actually been raising money since March.
Right.
And the dancers are already seeking out sponsors, selling tickets, and collecting votes for tax credit. And so, it's our fundraising event that we use as a platform for our annual fundraising campaign.
Sure.
And what we've done is we've collected these local celebrities and these local pro dancers to not only put the show together, but to be my campaigners for the annual fundraising. And so they've all got a goal of $25,000 each team, and every year they excel those goals or exceed those goals. And that's really how it works. And in terms of the night of, guests can expect to be doted upon and treated great with glamour at the Jim and Linda Lee Center, and we pull out all the stops. We have our blue carpet. Thank you, Barrett Floors. I'm gonna thank you for a million years for that carpet.
Right.
The blue carpet reception and all of the bells and whistles that we put out there. And I think that the interesting thing is when people go to a gala, they're expecting like a silent auction, or they're expecting some sort of raffle along the way, or a wine pool.
And dinner.
And dinner, right? And so we have food and drink and everything like that. But the best way that you can support the clubs at the show, especially if you're a guest of one of our sponsors and you're there on a complimentary seat, is to vote for a dancer.
Yes.
Because the voting, it's not just happening at the night of, it's happening all through the way. It's the best way to give your tax credit dollars to the Boys and Girls Clubs. And that's really what it is in a nutshell, is we've taken a gala, we've removed the 8 tops, and we've put you in a theater seating.
Right.
And we're going to party before and party after.
Right.
And it's just a fun affair.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It really is.
And so you arrive and they hand you a glass of champagne and you mingle with everybody else that is there. Everybody's dressed up for the night.
Yes.
And you have delicious food this year catered by.
Oh, yes. Mr. Barry is back. El Gato Azul Greenway Catering is back to serve us wonderful food. And after party was, what would we call it? We were calling it glamorous junk food.
Yes.
Yes. And it was just so great.
It was so good. I mean, we're talking gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. I remember everybody was just like, give me one.
Yeah, and the tater tot nacho bar.
Nachos.
Barry has a very awesome way of taking even junk food and elevating
we
it.
know that. He feeds us here every Friday.
Oh, that's right.
So it's our favorite day of the week, actually.
I bet.
So okay, here's the breakdown. Now you know who's going to be participating. You know why we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know when it is. Tell everybody how they can jump on board, go to the website and start donating and voting.
Yeah, so dancingforthestars.net, that's for the stars, because the kids are the stars, and that's who we're dancing for.
Absolutely.
Dancingforthestars.net is our main website. You can also get there from our Boys and Girls Club website. We've done really good work on our search optimization, so if you just do Dancing Fundraiser Prescott, we'll show up.
It does.
And the website's launched, and the sponsor form is there for any companies that are interested in getting some marketing and some complimentary tickets for a sponsorship. That's all available. Tickets are on sale for both nights. Friday the 19th is our opening performance. It's a dress rehearsal with people watching you.
Right.
And so the cast is ready for there. That's become more of our family night. The tickets are only $50 an adult and $10 a child. And then Saturday, the main event, it's $250 a ticket, $175 if you want to skip the after party. I don't recommend
Don't
it.
do it. You're going to be sad you did.
should go to the after party for sure. And voting, right?
Yes.
Voting is that unrestricted donation. If you're trying to hit your tax credit dollars, you can vote for a dancer right there, and we'll send you an acknowledgement thank you so that you can do your taxes.
Right. Super easy.
And so those are the 3 ways you can support the clubs and support the dancers. If there's any confusion, you can always give us a call. If you want to split your gift across multiple dancers, we can do that.
Right.
But the dancers are out there. They're hunting you down. So
Right.
and they have the sponsor list of the past 9 years, so they're looking for you. If you're interested in sponsoring, voting, or buying tickets, it's all there. Dancing for the Stars.
All there. Each dancer or dancing team has their own page.
That's correct.
And it shows what they've raised so far. It tells you about them. And so you've made it very easy for people to get involved and be part of it.
Yeah, this is, I quote one of our dancers from the past. He said, "You know what you're doing around here?" I said, "Well, I'm raising money for kids, duh."
Right.
And he goes, "No, you're generating community."
Mm.
And there's about 1,000 folks at the show that night on Saturday.
Right.
And so many community leaders, and definitely a who's who of Prescott, but it generates an energy, much like the rodeo's energy, much like Pure Imagination's
Right.
energy, or the Whiskey Off-Road, or the whiskey, the marathon. That's generating community. These events are meant to bring Prescott together.
Right. Absolutely.
In support of a specific cause,
Exactly.
yes.
And do good while doing it.
Yeah, but
Yes.
and that's why we try and make it a great time,
Right.
because all those people are really supporting the kids.
Love it.
And yeah,
Yeah, dancingforthestars.net. Let's take one more break, and when we come back, let's talk about the clubs.
Yes,
We're doing
please.
all of this for
For
a
what?
very good reason, and you've changed it up over there at the Boys and Girls
Yeah.
Clubs of Central Arizona, and we want to know what's going on.
Sure.
That's coming up here on Leza Live. So, Prescott, when your heater gives up in the middle of a cold night, or your AC, God forbid, decides to quit during a summer heat wave, you gotta call AC Medic Heating and Air. Locally owned and operated, they're the trusted pros who show up, they get the job done right, and I'm talking the first time. And they do something very special for our community. Seniors, veterans, and first responders get 10% off all repairs. You're saying, Leza, give me the number for AC Medic Heating and Air. Here it comes, 928-848-6224. AC Medic Heating and Air, your trusted first responder for comfort. Again, 928-848-6224. Welcome back, and thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA, talking Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Arizona this morning with Alex Heineman. Just got done talking about the On Target series, Dancing for the Stars, so many things going on. But, of course, it's all for the kids in
That's
our
right.
community. And during the break, we were chatting about how when you started, there was a lot of room for the kids. We needed more kids
Yeah.
in the program, and now we are just maxed out. Tell me, how many kids are we serving in Prescott and Prescott Valley?
So right now we have about 300 registered across both clubs, and we're seeing about 220, 230 a day
Wow.
across both clubs.
Amazing.
The Prescott Club specifically was closed in 2021 when I started, post-pandemic. The Prescott kids were being bused to the Prescott Valley Club and serving essential workers kids. And it was my task to reopen the Prescott Club, and it started seeing maybe 25, 30 kids a day, but now it's seeing more like 65, 70
Perfect.
a day.
That's
and
great.
And Prescott Valley Club, I mean, they have a wait list, but they modify that wait list every month, and they move more kids in, and they evaluate how many kids are using us by how many days to just like maximize the amount of kids we can serve. So they are both just like filled with energy and kids and staff and capacity. So there's still a few spots left at both clubs for the summer program that's coming up,
Okay.
the all-day program.
Okay, good.
So if you wanna register your kiddo or your grandkiddo or whatever you got, we're ready, and we're gonna have a blast this summer because we are not daycare, we're day camp.
Right. Let's talk about that a
Yeah,
little
sure.
bit, because people used to say, it was like a babysitting service, which
Right.
you were like, no, absolutely not. We have programs. We're doing activities.
Yeah.
We're having fun. Kids want to come here.
That's right.
And you've taken that whole idea and turned it into this adventure camp.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about how that came to be.
So when I started there, we had our general program sectors that most Boys and Girls Clubs see, but not a lot of program efficiency amongst the staff. And so we needed to really find a way to train the staff first on the programs we wanted to deliver.
Right.
Because they were good at watching kids and keeping them safe.
Right.
Safety first, of course,
Of
but
course.
what's second? Fun, right?
Yeah,
You gotta
for
get
sure.
you gotta get to the fun. So instead of us like promoting ourselves as a childcare facility, we like to say we're the experts in fun and we're the coolest thing to do after school, and we're trying to provide that more and more and more, and listen to the kids a lot about what we should be doing. And I'm a camp director of a past life, and I knew that outdoor programs transform kids and their self-confidence and their ability to finish school and get jobs and all that stuff that we want for kids as they get older. But the first step is to take them outside. And that's where I led the charge on that. We wrote multiple grants to provide equipment, outdoor-based equipment, and travel equipment and all that jazz. And we just started doing it. Last summer was an official launch of the adventure program with 4 lake days and 12 archery classes and hikes, day hikes, and just about anything under the sun. All of our arts and crafts started to shift towards camp crafts, right? We're looking at like leather making this summer, but we still didn't lose any of our other sectors. We're partnering with John's Box of Bricks for the Lego STEM Robotics program, and we know that there's all sorts of avenues for kids to learn. But the adventure program just came to me because I've seen it change kids' lives as a summer camp
Changed
director.
yours.
It changed mine. Yeah, outdoor programs raised me,
Yeah.
and I love taking kids on the lake that think they know what it's about just by watching YouTube.
Right.
And then the little bit of wind that we get in Prescott rocks the
Right.
canoe, and they're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "That's nature.
Right.
That's
right.
outside."
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to
I
is
love that.
is making sure they're having a good time
Yes.
and having an adventure.
They're having a great time, and it costs a lot to do that.
It does.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's where the fundraising comes in. You
Yeah.
you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunity for people in our community to support the Boys and Girls Clubs, even if it's not just Dancing for the Stars or
Right.
the On Target series. I mean, you are constantly opening your doors to opportunities for community members to join in the efforts.
Yes, we have
Yes.
some volunteer projects coming up, some landscaping projects that volunteers can get behind. We also have the ability for people to become what we're starting to call trustees in the club. Annual donors, unrestricted giving, monthly recurring donations, so that they can feel like they're more of a trustee and they're invested in the club operation.
That's great.
We shifted our prices 3 years ago to be a single price with income-based scholarships being provided.
Okay.
But we don't have a scholarship fund. We just give the scholarships based on these people's income. And for every $100 we need to operate, we're only asking the families for 15.
That's wonderful.
And so we need a lot of help for that other 85.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, Dancing for the Stars only brings in about 40 to 50 of that remaining 100. So we still need some help.
Right.
And there's ways that you can get involved, whether you're donating your tax credit dollars to us or you want to become one of these investment-based trustees that's giving to us on an annual basis or a monthly basis.
Right.
That's what we're really looking for is general supporters. Yeah, it's kind of boring because it's just bottom line support. But, I mean, I've got all the toys at those clubs, and the kids are using them, and it does cost money.
Well, and they can see where their money's going.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, so many generous people in this community.
Yes.
And they have a lot of obligations and a lot of ways that they're supporting different nonprofits in our community. But this one, you can actually go to the club and see your dollars working.
Yeah.
How do people get a hold of you? We have about 30 seconds if somebody's listening saying, I want to jump on board.
Sure. Well, you can always go to our website, bgccaz.org, and you can click donate, and that'll take you to our general donation. You can also flip the script and find dancing right there on the next On Target series when it posts. So there's always ways to donate and connect with the kids.
Wonderful.
And give.
Alex, you are wonderful. Thanks for coming in this
Thanks,
morning.
Lisa.
I'll see you on 99.1 at noon.